given you enough to prepare you to successfully lead your club in the upcoming month. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it back over to Sue Cerny, who is our Director of Training for another month. So we're going to keep her working at least this long. And I want Sue to give us a little bit of a review, or well, a couple different things. Let's introduce you to some of your resources that you will have as PEs, and and then some of the other things that are available to you online as well. So Sue, over to you.
Thank you, Scott, and welcome everybody. Congratulations. Happy that you're going to be going off into the world, and we're excited to hear about your plans. I am going to share my screen because I do want to show you a couple of things. The district chart for 2022, 2023. So as Scott mentioned, we are here as a resource for you. We are here to help you with your year, to provide resources, to answer any questions. So just a quick rundown of, what's going on. Here are the district executives, the district officers and directors. You can see all the committee chairs. So depending on what kind of issue you're having, you can reach out to anyone on the leadership team, but you can also reach out to any one of the member committees if you're looking for resources or if you need help on an issue. So you can get to that just by clicking on to the home page and then going to contacts on the district website. So do I have any questions about the district website or the resources? Again, I can show you here, we have some club tools. Depending on your role, you can get role specific information here. So as you're going to be coming in as presidents, we can kind of take a quick look at this. And you'll see there is a president's resource page and quick links to anything that you need to help you with your role. And some PDFs, club tool assessments, a whole host of resources here. So we hope that you will avail yourself of the district website and all the resources that it has to offer. And that if you need any additional assistance, you can also reach out to the club leadership training, or each of you has an area governor that is assigned to your areas. And at this point, I would like to turn it over to Scott. I will stop sharing. Scott, I know we have some area governors here with us. Can you call on them to help us out and have them introduce themselves and say hello?
So in Area 1, we have Keith Jones is your Assistant Governor-elect, replacing Bob Stevenson. I'm not sure if Keith is here tonight. In Area 2, we have Phil Race. So Jason, you're in Area 2. So Phil is your go-to guy. Is anybody else?
He is.
Perfect. Who's from Area 3? Area 3 is for who? You have Ryan Bridge as your AG. I know Area 4's AG is here. You want to introduce yourself, Paul?
I'm Paul Gibble from the Hamilton After 5 Club, which is Tonic, and I'm in charge of 4 clubs in the Hamilton area.
Thank you, Paul. Great, good resource. Area 5 has Sue Foster. She's an excellent resource. I'm not sure if Sue's here tonight. Area 6, well, listen, this Rotary district goes and spares no expense. We recruit from Finland to lead Area. Tommy, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Tommy Vegge, and I'm a member of Rotary Club of St. Catherine's and responsible for the St. Catherine's Club and Niagara-on-the-Lake Club. I've been in Rotary since 2009, and I've been a little bit this and that on the way. Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you, Tommy. Welcome to Area 7090, and I like how he jumped right in, didn't even hesitate. In Area 7, currently we have David Alexander, who will be replaced by Frank Adamson, our immediate past district governor. David, you're on the call, are you not?
Yep, here I am.
There he is. David's also our district governor nominee designate, soon to lose the designate. We have in Area 9, it was formerly Pat Sullivan's going to be replaced by past district governor Melissa Schrock. So be ready to be excited for her, because Rotarian for Life will get you going. from Area 9.
Melissa's on with us.
Oh, did she join us?
Yeah,
I'm here.
Oh my God. How did I not know that? I didn't even hear you once, Melissa.
That's okay.
It's unusual, but it's okay.
There's Rotarian bliss at its best. Okay. We have Sue Cerny. Of course, you have already met her. She is going to be taking over in Area 10. Thanks, Sue, for stepping up on that. In Area 11, I am being replaced by Izzy Abdallah from the Amherst Club. Izzy is a great resource. And of course, Cindy, you know her quite well. She's a great resource. You're gonna love her. Some guy named Aaron Carlson over in 12 here tonight.
I am.
You're not
Hi,
hiking?
everybody.
I thought you got a hike tonight, Aaron. Holy cow.
Not tonight.
Aaron, great to have you here, and thanks for helping out. Lisa Avery is going to be over in Area 11 or 13 rather. So Diana, you know her quite well. She is super. Area 14, Tracy Ford is our new AG elect. And I don't know if Tracy was on the call tonight. Reprising his role in Area 15, John Wisemantle. John, you want to come on board here and say hello?
Hello, everybody. This is John Wisemantle, and I'm the Area 15 Assistant Governor. And I have Olean and the Ellicottville clubs. So I just have 2 clubs, but they're doing good jobs. So good luck to everybody. Congratulations.
Very good. And in Area 16, Linda Blodgett is replacing Michelle Starwell Woods. So, and then we have for Rotaract, Manoli Aya, and on the US side, and on the Canadian side, Tejal Sani. So,
Hey, what about Area 8? Hey,
ahead.
remember me?
Tommy, I was leaving you for the last because
Oh, okay.
that's the last. And if you didn't remember, in Area 8, we have Tommy Gerbassi, who is straddling.
Another Tommy.
He's straddling the Niagara River as we speak. Very good. Thanks, Tommy. So the bottom line, people, is we have some
You
great
are welcome.
resources. We have some great resources for you to draw upon to help your year come along. All right, Sue, do you want to talk a little bit more about some of the other committee leaders that people can rely upon if they need to?
Sure, Scott. Let's not forget membership. Michelle Starwell Woods will be taking over membership. David Schultz, I think, is still a part of public image. And Scott, can you help me with who's on foundation?
Well, that's Sandy Shard in Church.
Yep.
And they are fabulous.
Mhm.
So make sure you rely upon them if you're not sure about what the foundation's doing or how to be involved with the foundation. They'll tell you. They'll come out to your club and they will give a great presentation.
Right, so we want you guys to rely on the district for some of your speakers too. We are happy to address your clubs. We're happy to share our experience and our knowledge. So in any of the areas that you would like us to come and speak about. Scott, I don't know if there's someone else I'm missing. I don't have the list in front of me. Can you help me out with a couple of the other district committee chairs?
Well, let's see here. Well, now training will be Barb Babich. Let's see here. What else what am I missing? Lisa, am I missing something here?
International Service Committee is, and that's under Foundation Jackie Van Lankenfeld.
So
And our finance, past district governor Reg, I think is chairing it for another year and mentoring Bob Artis. And we have the nomination committee by a past district governor, Bob Artis.
okay, and again, we can get to this list through the contacts district organizational chart. And I think who do we have on youth services, Ann? I mean, Lisa.
That's the exciting thing is Ann, our district governor, Ann Birmingham, has a strong passion for youth programs and youth service, as well as training. So she has taken the task of being the chair of our youth programs for the district. And she's very excited about the new and emerging program that we have of the New Generation Study Exchange, which is already being launched. So that's going to be, and we have exchange students, youth exchange going in and out as well. So Ann Birmingham will be youth programs.
Wonderful. And what's coming up with youth programs? I know we haven't had them in the past, Lisa, but what are they ramping up to go into full swing as they have in the past?
Yes, they are. They've actually been interviewing outgoing students, and they have inbound coming as well. So I was hearing different things over the last couple of weeks of the confirmations of those inbound from the different countries, being Brazil and Japan, etc. And it's all ramping up. So the 1-year exchanges will be happening again. And as I said, the new generation study exchange, which is for young professionals 18 and up. So they'll be going on, I think it's a minimum of 2 weeks up to like a month and a half for an exchange. And that will be happening for the first time this year.
Wonderful. And what about Ryla and Slapshot?
So the Ryla and Slapshot are both happening as well, but I think they're being offered virtually.
Okay.
So yeah, it's on the website as well. So I want to speak to that as much because I'm not briefed right now. I know they're rolling some things out.
Okay. So I think we've covered pretty much everyone on the other committees. So Scott, I think I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Sue. I think the thing we're trying to show you is that the district is here to serve you and your clubs. And I think that whenever you have an issue, you have a question, there is a resource out there for you to draw upon to help make your year a little bit better. So next, what I want to take a little time to do here, let's do a little bit of around the horn, as I like to say, and let's ask each of some of the club president-elects, what is the one thing you are planning for your year as president? So, Kofi, I'm hitting you first, putting you on the spot. What's the one thing you want to accomplish in your year as president? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you, Scott. I'm really excited about this coming year. So the past year, when I became president-elect, I decided that I was going to take a journey, and the journey involved getting to meet all the members in my club. So I'm almost there. I have about 8 members to go, and I'm very excited. We're also going to start the year as co-presidents. So imagine what co-presidents can do. Our club is very fortunate. They're going to have 2 presidents for the price of 1. So imagine what 2 presidents can do. It means 2 years a commitment, and our club gets a sweet deal. So my favorite priority is basically raising funds for our club, because we haven't done a very good job in the past to raise funds. We have lots of projects, and we need money to run those projects. So that's what I'm going to do.
Super. Thanks, Kofi.
Sure.
Louise up in Norfolk Sunrise, what's the one thing you want to do for your presidential year?
Well, this will be my 2nd consecutive year. So carrying on projects that we have been working with, that we serve to change together. So now we're going to imagine what we can do together again. But I'd like to get back into the hybrid meet. I'd like to get the hybrid meetings going. We're waiting for our facility to be finished. It was renovated, and then with COVID, things got put behind. So it's not quite ready, but we're hoping to have our first in-person meeting at the new facility June 21st. So I'd like to get it set up as hybrid, so we don't have to go back. Hopefully we don't have to go back to Zoom. We can do both. So that's my big thing for next year.
Super. All right, Doc, you're up.
We've had a bizarre 2 years, as most people have. I think we're going to have kind of a reunification year. We went to Zoom format. We started back face-to-face just recently, but instead of meeting in the morning, we're doing face-to-face in the evening, and the numbers have dropped off tremendously. We're going to poll the members in this next 2 weeks to decide, do you want to go back to mornings like we did 3 years ago? Or do you want to do a lunch thing, or do you want to do an evening thing, and see where we're at? And it's going to be like a rebuilding year, because we've had through the Zoom meetings, they've worked out fine, but we've only had maybe a third of our membership. So It's going to be a rebuilding year.
Building it
I
back.
sound like the Buffalo Bills, sorry.
There you go. That's building back. Hey, Jason, out in Brantford, what's the one thing you want to do for your presidential year?
Well, I've got a few things, but the one I'll mention, I've already pretty much implemented just about through my president-elect year. We're starting a satellite club. And so on August, I forget exactly what day, the second Wednesday of August, we're actually going to induct our members, and we should have about a dozen satellite club members. They'll be based in Paris, Ontario, which is about 15 minutes away. And they'll be focusing on doing service in the county surrounding Brantford. So that's the biggest thing that I think that we're going to be doing this year.
Super. How about you, Alexandra? What do you want to plan for what do you want to accomplish in your year as president?
Yeah, I've already gone through two. I've had 2 leftover years that I've taken over. But anyway, I'm going on to my year. And I am going to have not only Imagine Rotary, but I'm going to have a subheading, why not? And it's going to be, nothing's going to be off the table. I've got to poll my membership and say, look, we want to do things. You guys want to do things. Bring us ideas. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out what we want to do and kind of redirect ourselves. And I agree with Doc. We got to shake COVID off of us for the last bit of it, because holy cow, we had 7 people at our meeting today and I was thrilled, and it didn't used to be that way.
Hey, Cindy, what are you guys going to do up in Amherst there? What's the one thing you want to accomplish this upcoming year?
Well, building relationships, both with new members and past. And you were at our meeting today, Scott. And also for the past gazillion years, I've been like the editor of our In Gear newsletter. And what I've tried to do during COVID was send it to past members that they were no longer members, but were very good and had stayed supporters through the years. And in the past week, we've had 2 that have said they're coming back. One has already handed us a check, and you saw another gentleman there today.
Yes.
And that just means a lot, that people that have been gone for many years want to come back after COVID. And we've had a couple new people try us out. So we had a good fundraiser last week, certainly not our biggest, but to have new members, old members want to come back, but get new members on board too, but build the relationships and let everybody learn more about each other.
Love it. Well, if you didn't get called on just now, don't worry about it. We have some more round the horn type material coming up here. So, hey, that was great though. I like that you guys are thinking about something that you want to get done and set your mind to it. And it sounds like as we're coming out of COVID, there's a lot of opportunity out there for us as president-elects to make those changes and make an imprint. So Lisa, you got a new year coming up here as district governor and a new theme.
We do.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
I can't see myself here. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Scott. Almost district governor-elect Scott. Yeah, we have our new year, which you've heard launched, and it's Imagine Rotary. I have it all around me here. It's everywhere. In fact, it's on my t-shirt as well. I know I'm not dressed up formally for your graduation, but I wanted to wear our theme. This is for all of us. It's our year together. This is our team. And I just wanted to just make a comment. I'm trying not to use the word district. It is our district. It's not a layer that's somewhere on top. It's all of us in our district. So it's so important for me to be using those words as we describe everything that we do together. So would you like me to share at this time, Scott, some things that are coming up for this year? Some events?
You can do that, Lisa, and then maybe you can ask a few of the people.
Oh, you want me to, the rapid fire?
Yeah, why don't we do a little rapid fire?
Is that what you want me to do? You want me to do Rotary rapid fire?
Yeah, why don't we do that and then save some of what's coming up for later on.
Okay. Thank you. So those of you that were in attendance of our district club leadership training that we just had in early May, we had some check-in then where we asked some people 3 questions. 3 questions. I won't make it longer than that. The first question is, when and why did you join Rotary? The second question, why did you stay? And the third question is imagine, and I have a prop for this, right, Scott? Everything's always fun here because I like to have fun. Imagine, putting on my Imagine glasses, imagine Rotary in 22-23. What would you like to have happen? So who would like to go first? I can pick people. Let me put the big screen up here. So I think we all know the 3 questions. Do I have anyone raising their hand to do this first? Cindy will. Thanks, Cindy. So the first question.
The first 2, when and why did I join Rotary back in 2001, because past Assistant Governor Jerry DeSimone, I worked with him and he dragged me and I fell in love with it. And he's no longer with us, but he brought me in. And then why did I stay? Because many people mentored me, particularly past District Governor John Olson, who taught me everything. Between him and Jerry, I've learned all the beautiful things about Rotary, and they kept me going. And he's no longer with us. And imagine Rotary in 22 and 23. I'd like to make sure that their values and their welcomeness and their ability to attract people to our club continues.
That's wondering, you want to carry on their legacy and how they mentored you.
Yeah, and I'd like, if I could do that to some younger people, I would love it.
That's wonderful. We have time. Thank you so much. We have time for a few more. Who would like to go next? Maybe someone have their hand up. I'm going through. There's Jason Cherry from Brantford Sunrise.
So the first one I joined in 2019. I joined because I'd been looking to join a service club for some time, and I finally laid down my roots in a community and had the time to offer to it. Sorry, what was the second question?
When and why did you stay?
Oh, why did I say? Because I just happened into a really fantastic group. They raise a lot of money. They're incredibly well organized. They do things in an efficient way, but it's a really fun group. So I couldn't leave if I wanted to.
No, you
And
couldn't. I know those people. They won't let you go.
They know where I live. I would, sorry, 2023 or 2022, 23, I'd like to see it increasing its inclusivity and embracing the DEI initiative, and just hitting the ground running now that COVID definitely isn't over, but the isolation of it seems to be, and just getting back out there and doing the things we were doing beforehand, and embracing the technology that we've all embraced, that we had to through COVID, that's making things even more efficient now. So.
Well done. That's great. Thanks so much, Jason. We have time for a couple more. Who would like to go next? I'm just scanning through. Just raise your hand if you'd like to go.
Nicole? Nicole in Dunville, go ahead.
Hey, Nicole. Hi, it's nice to see you
Lisa,
again.
how are you?
Hi, good. I saw you about 3 weeks ago, I think.
So I joined Rotary years ago, and then unfortunate circumstances happened. I was going to be president. I was president-elect that year. I had to come back. So I came back in 2019. And most recently, something that we did that keeps me going is just giving back to our community. We gave back, as you know, Lisa, a large amount of money to a bunch of different places in community, one of them being the Youth Impact Center, which was a large sum of money. And to see where we're going to go next, we are an aging club. So my goal is to bring in younger people than even me. And I'm trying to recruit my daughter right now. So really we're focusing on membership and focusing on giving back like we did this year to the community. It's so rewarding. And that's why I stay.
That's your imagine, is imagining more members.
Imagine more members, and imagine just keep giving money to Dunville and seeing what we're doing to help the people that can't otherwise support themselves. Most recently was the one Salvation Army and the Youth Impact Center was, I think it was 15,000 that we gave them. And that was a really good feeling.
Good for you.
Let's go to Carol.
Yeah.
Lancaster.
Mute. Hi everyone. I joined in 2019. No, 2020. I lie. I joined in 2020, so recently. And I stayed for the people. It was a remarkable 2 years of being stuck at home on Zoom and limited contact, and it's amazing how much fun you can have on a Zoom call when you get a good group of people together. And we grew our club quite substantially. We had 12 new members in the last sort of 16 months or so alone. So I would imagine for the year ahead that we continue to build off of that. And now that we can meet in person, sort of resume some social activities and sort of build on the community spirit and giving that we have already done, and being able to do that in person.
Let's go to Jeanette.
Hi, everybody. So I joined in 2010, I believe it was. But what happened was I came to the meeting to do talk about my year as an exchange student back in 1977 when I went to Australia as the club's first exchange student. And when they asked me if I'd like to join, I felt privileged to do so. And, you know, I feel like I'm just giving thanks back to the club all the time. This is my second time as president, and I really feel honored that I've been able to do that with this club. So Rotary does change lives. It definitely changed mine. So
What's your imagine, Jeanette?
my imagine is getting the passion back after this darn 2 years of COVID. I found a lot of the club members have just become not as involved, engaged with the Rotary. So we need to get back to in meetings, and I just want to get everyone back to that passion level that we had before. So that's it.
Well, me there, Lisa.
Oh, Jerry, there you go. Jerry Simcoe,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yes.
Just down the road from me.
Right on. 2011 was when I joined, and you know, to be perfectly honest, I was kind of pushed into a corner by Hadley Jackson, a longtime member, who said, "Come on, Jerry, you have to eat lunch somewhere." And so that's how it got started. But you know, on the serious side, I'm kind of into giving back, and I'm into personal growth, even though I'm 78. And as Lucy once said to Charlie Brown, "What you need, Charlie, is involvement." So I wanted to get involved. And as far as what I'm imagining down the road, you know, we've got some issues in our club that several members have shared with me that I have, by the way, I'm not going around the current president. I have shared my thoughts with him and vice versa. But we've got too loosey-goosey, shall I say. We need a more Rotarian type of approach to things. And I think also, I mean, one of the things that you folks have hammered away at me is develop a strategic long-term plan. So if you're talking my goals, it's the long-term plan would be number one. And the second one would be to organize the club in a way that lines up with the Rotary feel.
You were looking for governance. I know you were chatting with me about that as well.
Yes, well,
Governance.
that's all part of it, you know, that's all part of it. And, you know, we haven't been all that successful at bringing in new members. When we bring them in, we typically lose a couple. And, you know, so we got some work to do.
Thank you, Jerry. So Scott, have we had enough check-ins right now?
You know, that was pretty insightful. Great thought from people. And I love the stories about how people join Rotary. I always think it's funny. Almost everybody somehow gets shoehorned into a meeting, and next thing you know, you're president-elect. You know, in Rotary. You know, just come on, join me for a lunch. Oh, you're president-elect. Next thing you know, so.
One day you join Rotary, 2 weeks later, you're the president.
That's right, Jerry. That's how it goes. All right, so let's keep moving on here. Right now, I'd like to introduce our current district governor, Ann Birmingham, who I'm sure has set the clock on the amount of days that she has left as district governor. But we have been very fortunate to have Ann as our district governor and leading us from a time of COVID to out of COVID. And she has had great organizational skills. Her skill in helping us develop a strategic plan have been just phenomenal. And I think she can add a lot. She's been in your position before. So Ann, do you want to join us and give some words of wisdom to our PEs as they're ready to embark on their year as club president?
Sure. Thank you, Scott, and thank you for that. And congratulations, everyone, for investing the time through all of this training and getting the different ideas from each other and just sort of developing all of the ideas going forward. Yes, I have been where you've been. I have been president-elect twice, and so in 2 different clubs. And so I know that feeling at this point where you sort of feel like you have it together and you're half worried how it's all going to come together. But I know that you've been well prepared through all the sessions that Lisa and Scott and Susan and everyone's been coordinating. So what I wanted to share with you is something that you may be very familiar with, but I think that they are really good things to live by. And that is the 5 values of Rotary. And so I think when you're thinking a little bit about the year ahead, I just want to speak to each one and how I find them applicable. So the first value of Rotary International is leadership. And I wanted to start with that one for you as president-elects, because I think that is a secret of being successful, is actually taking the reins and not just, in my club, they used to always say, well, you can't ruin it in a whole year. That was always the big pep talk. But, to instead think about what can I lead? You've got goals. I think many of you have goals. And so being clear about that and saying, we're going to try and do these things differently. And I've also seen in leadership, people declaring what's going to stay the same. Sometimes people worry if everything's going to change. So being clear about a couple of your goals, getting them out there, and then engaging others to join you. And I've seen some president-elects literally say to people, can you sign up? Which one of these goals will you sign up and help me with? Because I can't do this myself. And really kind of engage people by showing them your plan and your leadership. The second value of Rotary is integrity. And I think for us as president-elects and in our roles of the district, I think a lot of the integrity comes from showing where we're at. And so giving people updates on the goals. So you state them in July, but then even making a commitment that you're going to have 4 club assemblies or 3 other club assemblies where you're going to talk about what's working well and what isn't. Because I think that shows that we're not just sort of only talking about the good. Talk about, we're this far this, we're behind on this, we need some more help here. So I think integrity comes from admitting that and admitting where you need help. The third value of Rotary International is diversity. And, thank you for letting me listen in on some of your goals and some of your imagine, because, that's diversity of demographics, diversity of thought, diversity of thought and ideas. There's so many different ways, but embracing that diversity, that yes, we are united by our motto of service above self, but there sure is a lot of different ways to participate in Rotary, and including embracing that whole family of Rotary, that we have members, we have friends of Rotary, and we have all sorts of different ways to engage. So leadership, integrity, diversity. The fourth one is fellowship. And I think, as you've said, coming out of the pandemic, not forgetting to create those fun times. And you don't have to do it all. So go put some captains of fun in place, but finding some ways in which people can just connect, even having a breakout meeting at the beginning of a meeting. If you've got some people on Zoom and people can chat with them, just finding little pockets of fellowship and mixing people up. So I think that's such an important value. And the fifth and final value that we have and we share together in Rotary International service. And I think that is, as we say, we serve to change lives. Next year, we're imagining. But I think it's the service that really does engage people. So whether that's their fundraising to raise the money to give the thing out, they're working on the grant, they're giving hours to help with something like Great Lakes Watershed cleanup. I think I've been seeing a trend that the healthiest clubs have the most service activities going. They have different strokes for different folks, but just finding small and interesting ways to serve. So I know you're going to have an amazing year ahead. We're all here to support you. We are all very much here to support you. The district is here to inspire and support every club to be the best they can be. That is our mission statement for District 7090. But I think if you carry forward and whenever in doubt, just sort of keep back and think about, how am I doing in modeling leadership, integrity, diversity, being able to model, make sure I'm creating opportunities for fellowship and service. So I don't need to wish you luck. I can't wait to watch your success.
Hey, thanks, Ann. I'm going to have you do a little double duty now, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all if it's the double duty I think I'm doing.
Yes. If you don't mind, we have a special person coming to our meeting. If you want to go ahead and give us a little bit of an introduction to our guests for the evening.
Absolutely. We are so thrilled, and thank you so much, Drew Kessler, for joining us tonight. He's a busy man, and he has tons of passion and time for Rotary, but I also love the fact that he models working full-time and making Rotary part, but being able to have it as part of your life, but not the only part of your life. So as a working governor, I salute you in that, Drew. Drew is about to serve as for our zone 28, as well as zone 32 as the Rotary International Director for the next 3 years. So he takes that role as of July 1, and we are absolutely thrilled. It's an extraordinary honor because Drew is believed to be one of the youngest RI directors ever. And I know that his home club and his home area of Hudson Valley, New York, are pretty proud of him. The zones 28 and 32 cover a large area of upper USA, Canada, Bermuda, the French Islands, the Saint-Pierre and Miquelon. There are 17 directors around the world. So Drew is one of 17 directors around the world, volunteers on our Rotary International Board. He's a member of the North Rockland, New York Rotary Club. He is, in his day job, a senior vice president, commercial real estate for M&T Bank. M&T Bank has been a fantastic supporter of our RILA program, so thank you for that. He joined Rotary at the age of 20, and he really believes in networking opportunities and is passionate about the service that we can provide locally and globally. I think you're going to find him warm, eloquent. He's also the father of 5 children. And so he brings family and work into Rotary and vice versa. Thank you for being with us, Drew, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Ann, and thank you for sharing those priorities, because I will tell you that they are spot on. And if we all can find a way to follow those, I think we're going to find success in our club and in the Rotary world. So thank you for that. I was actually in your neck of the woods on Saturday, because I'm proud to tell you that my daughter, at the age of 20, graduated the University of Buffalo. So I was at graduation in Buffalo this past Saturday. So
horns up, Drew, horns up.
That's right. That's right.
That's wonderful. And welcome, Drew. It's Lisa Bishop here.
Thank you, Lisa.
Hi there. Hi. So how we're going to conduct this is it's free flowing. And I thought I could start with some Rotary rapid fire with you, if you don't mind. Do you have about 15 minutes with us for sure?
Go for it. If I don't know the answer, I'm just going to make it up.
Questions. Oh my gosh, this is like the worst nightmare here, my poor needy cat. So I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions, and you have like 20 seconds to answer each question. Okay?
Go for it.
You can't go any longer. All right.
Well, if we're gonna go 15 minutes, I only have 20 seconds. That's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions here for you, Drew. We have a lot of knowledge to impart on all of us. When and why did you join Rotary?
When I was 20. Why? Because I was asked by my next door neighbor, and he told me I was going to meet the movers and shakers of my community. I was just starting my professional career, so how could I possibly say no?
Great. Why did you stay?
Why I stayed? Because I was completely impressed the minute I walked through the door, because I was treated as an equal. I was with people significantly my senior, and I felt I had no business whatsoever sitting across the table from them, but they treated me just like any other Rotarian, and I thought that was such an amazing thing. And from there, I was absolutely hooked.
So you felt like you were recognized and embraced and respected, even with your age, is what you're saying, but also mentored. Yeah, that's very important. Why did you stay, and what is your Imagine Rotary for 22-23? What do you imagine?
My Imagine is the same this year as it's going to be next year. And my Imagine is to make sure Rotary is going to be here 100 years from now, because I am all about making sure Rotary is there for my kids and my grandkids.
And I'm giving you 10 more seconds. So in 30 seconds, what is your elevator speech about Rotary? You know, we're going up to the 15th floor. What are you going to tell me about Rotary?
The easiest thing for me to tell you about Rotary is Rotary changed my life. And I'm so sincere when I tell you that every member of my family has been touched by Rotary. There's not a day that goes by that I am just so blessed and I'm part of this organization. And I will always take so much more from it than I'll ever be able to give back to it.
And what does your family think about Rotary?
Well, it's been with them. They're literally my kids, my 5 kids, their entire life. As I mentioned, Dylan, my oldest, just graduated UB. I joined Rotary 3 weeks before she was born. So every one of them has been touched. She actually did her sophomore year of high school in Rome, Italy for youth exchange. My son, who's now 19, was an interactor, as my oldest was. Credits Ryla as one of the best experiences he's ever had in life. My 17-year-old routinely serves the homeless and is very active in service. My 10-year-old just started an early act in his elementary school, which I'm really, really proud of. And my 6-year-old is now going to be the vice president of that early act club. So they're all in.
Do you get a suit jacket when you're vice president of Rotary Early Act?
Yeah, listen, he has his blazers. You'll see him in Houston.
I'll see him. Oh, I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for the next question, how do you balance? I got to put my Houston hat on here and show you. How do you balance it all? How do you balance family, work, and Rotary? That might take a minute. I don't know.
The way I get a minute on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. The way I balance it is really I bring it all together. I do everything I possibly can to make sure everybody understands who I am and where I'm from. I'm from M&T Bank, and I'm a banker, and I'm proud to say that. So I bring my work into Rotary, and I make sure my employer realizes the importance of the organization. And from a family perspective, I do everything I possibly can to make sure some or all of my family is with me when I go on my Rotary adventures, right? Now, that's not every time, but any chance I get, I'd much rather be at a Rotary event with them than have to miss dinner with them. And that's kind of been my motto for the past 20 years. And to that point, in next Wednesday, we head to Houston for 13 days because we've got a couple meetings before and after. And my wife, who's also a Rotarian, past president of her club, past assistant governor, current district service chair, and our 2 youngest will be with us. And that's how I'm able to do it. I bring it all together.
How do you take care of yourself and stay well? This is a balancing act.
Yeah, so I don't know it any other way, right? I always feel like I have a million balls in the air, but that's the way I like it. I get my sleep, I get my exercise. I'm a runner. I'm into hot yoga, so I just find a way to cram it all together. But I will tell you, almost every minute of my day is pretty scheduled that I've got something going on, and I've been fortunate that I'm pretty good at multitasking and focusing. So because of those, I guess, skills, I've been able to do some things maybe others have had obstacles doing.
Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Oh, that's a good one. I should get brownie points even though she's not on this call, but I would tell you who inspires me is my wife. And the reason why she inspires me is she is the greatest partner somebody could have. She supports everything that I do, and that to me is what it's all about. And I'm only able to do any of this because I have her. If she wasn't home holding down the fort, or she wasn't the one who was telling me I can, then I'm nothing. And she taught me something very, very valuable years ago, and she's 1000% spot on. And I try to go through this every time I say yes, but she says when you say yes to something, you say no to something else, and that's, it can't be any truer, that you just have to make the right choices and the right yeses in life. So she inspires me. Is this being recorded? I need to send this to her.
Yeah, it is. Yes, very good. I'll remind her of that when I meet her in Houston.
Please do. I gotta earn my brownie points.
Your wife is also involved in the district governor-elect partner training. So my partner Lionel got to meet her and know that. Thank you so much for that. Sharing our lives. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself in Rotary. That I could say with 100% confidence. In 5 years, if everything goes smooth, I'll be doing exactly what I'm doing today, because I really love it. I love my job. I love being a father, and I love being a Rotarian. So I would like to think if all the stars align, I'll be moving on the same path I'm moving on.
What's your favorite area of focus?
My favorite area of focus as of right now, I have to say, is the environment, right? I mean, it's so topical, and a shameless plug, we have 2 zone events coming up next year. We're having symposiums focused on the environment, and they're open to all Rotarians. This is not a senior leader thing. This is anyone, Rotarian, non-Rotarian. We have a cruise leaving out of Manhattan going to Bermuda, 5-day cruise over Labor Day. We're actually doing a service project. When we get to Bermuda, we're planting mangroves. And we're doing life on land in Anchorage, Alaska in November. Really, really cool topics and really cool places to do this. The programming is all going to be handled by SRAG. And if you haven't heard of SRAG, the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group. I can't put people on stage to say I can provide their credentials, but SRAG can. So if anyone is out there that has any interest, go to Zone 2832's website and you'll find all the information.
What is your favorite phrase of inspiration?
Oh,
or something personal, or how you conduct your life, anything like that?
Oh, that's easy. I conduct my life really, and again, this is going to sound really, really cliche, but I try to live my life by the motto of Rotary, right? Of the things we think, say, or do. I try to do everything that I can to answer the 4 questions, and I get yeses, for each one. I move ahead. And I will tell you, I'm not perfect in life, and there are times where maybe that hasn't been the case. But if you're asking what I inspire to be, and that's what it is.
So I have a couple of other quick questions, and one is, do you have a Rotary tattoo?
I do not have a Rotary tattoo.
Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I do not have one.
No, okay. And how are you going to celebrate when the world is polio free, when we've eradicated polio? How are you going to celebrate that?
Listen, that when that happens, not if that happens, that is a really long haul that's coming to an end, right? I mean, we started this campaign in the mid '80s, and nobody would have ever thought, and they wouldn't have signed up if they knew it was going to be a 40-year adventure. But it's really just the gratitude for all the shoulders we stand on, because it was the Rotarians that came before us, and all those who've raised so much in funding, who've gone on the immunization days. It's really a thank you to everybody, because this would have never happened if it wasn't for everybody who's current and was before. I mean, this is a Herculean effort, and it's absolutely incredible what we're going to accomplish.
What's your advice for an 18-year-old about Rotary?
My advice would be, because again, I joined at 20, my advice for an 18-year-old is, if you have an opportunity to be part of this organization in any fashion, whether that's Rotaract or Rotary, you got to jump right in, because, the doors that it opens for you, it's endless, right? I mean, it's not just what it could do for your career, but it's just what it does for you for life. You mentioned before mentorship. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've asked a fellow Rotarian, a fatherly question, or, a question about work or anything. I have all these people to turn to, and it's absolutely incredible. And I could say 18-year-olds don't have that opportunity every day to just be able to walk into a meeting and have that at their disposal. You join Rotary, you have that. And that's a really, really special thing.
Just bringing the screen up here. I have a few more questions, but
I was going to say, are you on page 3 by now?
I've actually got 4 more questions, Drew, but I'll have to wait for Houston. So I'm going to open it up, and for those that have a question, if you could raise your hand. I know I have to look at the big screen, or if Scott can help me identify someone who has a question, they can open up their mic and ask a question to Drew directly. Does anyone have a question?
Doc, go ahead.
Doc? Yeah.
I just have a comment, Drew. I'm from the Hamburg, New York area around Buffalo. I've been a Rotarian on and off since 1977, but my wife got me into the current club. She's an M&T employee, and she was the member before me. So just want to say hi, thank you. Glad you're in your position.
Thank you, Doc.
Nicole from Dunville.
Hi, Drew. I just wanted to say thank you very much. You've inspired me, because I'm a mortgage broker here in Ontario, and I'm really, really nervous about being president and having a full-time job. So you have inspired me.
Well, thank
much.
you for those comments, Nicole. And Nicole, I will tell you, I was on the residential side for 16 years in my career, so I totally understand where you're coming from. When I was president, I was a mortgage originator. When I was governor, well, at that point, I was running a region. But yeah, I totally understand your world, and it's a lot of juggling, but I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Any other questions or comments?
And I'll just throw it out there for whatever it's worth. I feel I'm completely transparent. If you guys have any questions, like something you always wanted to know or whatever, or something behind the curtain, I'll be more than happy to share it with you. So you had one of those deep questions that you've never thought to ask. You feel free to ask it now.
Hey, Drew.
Carol, go ahead.
Thank you for sharing your experiences so far. I love Lisa's questions. They were very insightful as to what you've been through. Just to add to that, over the last 20 years or so that you've been in Rotary, is there anything that you regret?
That's a good one. Anything I regret? I don't know if it's a regret. Because I really try not to live life with regrets, in the sense of, and to my detriment sometimes, I lead, with my chin. But I will tell you, I've been in situations far too often where I have to really fight for whatever it is that I'm looking to bring forward. This is an organization that really means well, but in that same breath, I've gotten a lot of lip service in the past 20 years. And it's very easy to say that we're family friendly. It's very easy to say, we won't work in Rotary, but I'm the one who's testing it, and I test it like every day. And I can tell you, it doesn't always go down that way. And I push back, and I as I mentioned, I lead with my chin. So I don't necessarily say I regret it, but it hasn't. I will not tell you it's been, easy sledding the entire time. And even to this day, there are times where, I'm bringing my kids along, and maybe people who are organizing don't want me to be bringing my kids along. But if we're going to talk about that, we're going to be flexible and that we want family and Rotary, you got to do it.
Drew, we were kicking around this idea yesterday about Rotary being one of the best kept secrets in our communities. How do we make it not the best kept secret?
So this, I will tell you, is a North American problem, because if you have the opportunity, and I hope at some point you do, to travel the world and look for Rotary, right? If you were to go over to the East, whether it's India or other Asian countries, there is no secret there. Everybody knows what Rotary is. And I would tell you, it's unfortunately, we did a detriment for the first 100 years of the organization, that we did all this amazing work in our communities, but we did it in silence. And we took this, altruistic approach, which there's nothing wrong with it, but we didn't take credit for all the things that we did. And I think we're playing such a catch-up game right now that now we're getting into public image, and now we're trying to be front and center. So I think it's a timing issue, and really it's making sure. I don't want to say we get credit, because credit's a really bad word to use for it, but we have to highlight the things that we're doing in our community, and by doing that, I think people will, for nothing other, recognize our brand, right? And that's where you have to start, is for people to understand the logo and understand what Rotary is, and not have our new members have to go home and explain, because they're going to be asked, by everybody, what is Rotary? And there are many Rotarians who struggle with that question. So I think it's on all of us, but I do think the tide is turning, and I would like to think there's more and more who at least know what it is. And now we need to start moving some of the misconceptions about the organization, because it's definitely different than it was.
Do we have any last questions? See if there's someone with their hands raised. Yes, Jerry has a question.
Yeah, I'm curious. Where does religion fit into your life?
Jerry, I like that question. I've never been asked that question before. So I am not,
by the way.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I hesitated to ask it.
No. I actually, I appreciate the ask, because I told you ask me anything, and that's an ask me anything question. So I've never been a religious person. I'm of the Jewish faith. I'll share that openly. I was raised that way, and there have been starts and stops in my life that I've attended. And again, I know how this must come across, but Rotary is my religion. I know that sounds really, quirky, but
I don't
see
that as
because I'm a strong believer in the golden rule, right? Do unto others that you want done unto yourself, and it's the premise that truly, if you follow the 4-way test, I mean, I don't want to say that's a religion, but it's a way to live your life, right? And I think the organization makes me a better person because I'm striving to be that. And like I said, I'll have, you know, my foul ups every now and again. But really, I would tell you the time and energy has gone into this organization as opposed to maybe going down the religion path or taking the time, because at the end of the day, we only have so many hours, you know, given to us, and you have to pick and choose. And clearly I've picked Rotary and I've picked my work and my family in that reverse order because my family is first. But yeah, so religion, you know, fortunately or unfortunately, is not, you know, at the top of the list.
That was a very good answer. By the
Thank
way.
you, Jerry.
It's similar to the way I live my life. So.
That's terrific. That's great.
Well, I think this brings us to the end of Rotary Rapid Fire. Drew Kessler, you did very well. Thank you very much. Thank you for opening up and sharing and being so honest and really imparting your life as you live your life as a Rotarian, and how your family is all part of living the life in Rotary, and you've brought everyone in. It's a real inspiring story.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you for this invite. I want to congratulate everybody on the line. I mean, you know, taking the role of president-elect or assistant governor or district leadership, you know, these are such amazing roles in the organization. And truly, I would tell you, those are the positions that move us forward. You know, it's you know, all the positions I would tell you above president are there as resources. But the presidents are the one who truly, week in, week out, have to motivate our members and have to make sure we're providing the experience that our members are looking for. So thank you on behalf of senior leaders, and thank you on behalf of the organization. But congratulations, because if you haven't had the opportunity to do it before, it's one of those things where you will forever look back and remember the year you served as a Rotary Club president. My hope is that I see some of you in Houston. If not Houston or with Houston, I'd love to see you on the cruise or in Alaska. And if for whatever reason that doesn't happen, I will find a way, maybe in the coming year or two, to make my way to your district, whether it's for a conference or for whatever, or if I'm just visiting my daughter in Buffalo, I will most certainly try to find a way to say hello. So look forward to seeing everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Drew. Appreciate it.
Have a great rest of your
Have a
evening.
good night.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. Take care. Over
to you, Scott, where we are in our
All right.
program.
Well, that was rather fun. He's a shining star in Rotary, people, and his enthusiasm is very infectious. And you know, a lot of good words of wisdom there. So you are now coming to the very end of your president-elect training, and I am now going to turn it back to you, Lisa, for some closing remarks to our graduates as you embark on this new year where you will be the district governor and these president-elects will be your generals, so to say. So for some closing remarks, over to you, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Scott. It was so inspirational to hear and to chat with Drew Kessler. I've got to know him. I just want you to get to know him during my governor-elect training. So I'm really looking forward to meeting him in person in Houston next week, as I'm very much looking forward to meeting each and every one of you in person, because I'm a people person. I just want to share with you, I served in my club as club president 3 times. And I was a club president once, and then the very next year, I was past president and president-elect, and then I served for 2 years continuously. So I know what it's like to be at the helm and trying to lead and leading and doing it in your own way, but doing it with others. And I really like the idea, some comments people have been making about having goals and having shared goals and having performance, you're all working towards something, and that gives very strong meaning to the club and it shows the impact. So I'm just going to share a few things with you about some themes and areas that I'm hoping will be embraced into this next year. And one is living your life in Rotary, not just as a club member. Another theme is seeing yourself as a member of Rotary International. So that goes in part with what I was commenting on earlier about the district. It's not the district, we are the district. We're we're, 2,000 Rotarians and Rotaractors and youth programs within a district. We are the district. It's a collective. And to be looking at us also using the phrases that we are members of Rotary International. I was very fortunate when I became a Rotarian within my club. We had a district governor. She became district governor right away. And I've shared this with others, but they were very strong words. She says, Lisa, when you become a Rotarian, you're a member of the Rotary Club of Delhi, but you are a member of Rotary International with a commitment and an obligation to the people of the world through the Rotary Foundation to raise money so that we can do good in the world and also contribute as you can. And so to find the personal commitment to try to give a little bit of money, even if it's $25 or $50 a year, or to help fundraise for the foundation because of the international projects that we're all involved in. So we hope to really, make lots of connections around that. And as things are opening up a bit more, we can have some more connections. We do such valuable work with the Rotary Foundation. There's many opportunities within Rotary. And there's many opportunities to engage our families in very healthy activities. And Drew, he gave the example of always having his children with him. And I like the concept of having, our families with us, or those that are significant in our lives, or our neighbors, those that we want to have come out and be a part of our service projects. They're part of helping the community. They're also doing some healthy things, getting out and getting about and meeting others outside their home. Personal relationships are so important. And talking about personal relationships, mentoring volunteerism. The greatest legacy that we can leave the next generation is helping support someone behind us to learn to be a volunteer. It's within everyone to give and do something with their personal gift of time and to enrich and support someone else's life. But being a volunteer is something that doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's not always an opportunity within everyone's homes or in their communities. And people look to that. People look to those organizations. We've heard some comments today from others that's why they stayed in Rotary. They were giving back. They wanted to, and they found that opportunity. And it can be within Rotary or another organization. If you can inspire someone to be a volunteer, maybe they're with Rotary, maybe they're with Kinsmen, maybe they're with Lions, maybe they're with a church group, maybe with Girl Guides, Boy Scouts. You're doing a great job in giving that gift of mentoring someone to be a volunteer and seeing what it's like to give and be a part of the community. Another very important aspect is our succession. We've heard many of us today say we've served as president over and over again, or we've served within a role over again. Yeah, we need to look at this. I think this is a systemic issue. So I think the conversations we can have around this are so important. What is going on that we aren't getting emerging leaders? Working with and supporting those within our clubs or those we're attracting into Rotary. Those that are keen, they come in, they join Rotary and they're president-elect in a year or two. That happened to me as well. Some people aren't stepping up. There are roles within Rotary. They're not always club president. I hope I'm not tangential, maybe I am, but it's important roles of succession and our intentional work of identifying and mentoring and supporting, coaching those that come into Rotary and Rotaract to help and support them with all the vocational skills and leadership skills that we all have to offer so that they're able to step up and serve. So I'm just looking at my notes here to make sure I don't mention it. Yeah, it's certainly our responsibility to identify and support aspiring leaders. We'll be using our assistant governors in a very strong way. As you know, we've been, over the last several years, been supporting our assistant governors to have coaching skills, conflict resolution, to be a great resource as well. So this year, the new year coming up in Rotary, we have 3 past district governors, including Tommy Wegge, who's on tonight from Finland, and we have Melissa Schrock, and we have Frank Adamson. 3 past district governors that are coming back to serve as AGs because they really feel strongly about serving in that coaching role and helping clubs be the best that they can be. And we have a returning Assistant Governor Tracy Ford, who served in the past, and she has a strong interest in returning. We thank her. So it's a real strong group, and I'm hoping that we can be working closely together and rolling out education and training as every year does, but really utilizing the assistant governor role in that. So we have fun things. Those are some of the more serious notes that I wanted to comment on, but we have some fun things happening. And me, I'm about fun. I knew Drew was going to say that tonight, but he didn't come out of his mouth exactly. As he says, if we're not having fun when we're doing Rotary, then we're not doing Rotary right. He sort of says that. And he enjoys the engagement, works hard, works really hard at Rotary, as all of us do, but he also enjoys the fellowship. And that's what keeps me connected, is that personal relationship and getting to know people. I know I've said that. So coming up after this is our district changeover, and it's a changeover that we have brought together, the changeover of the leadership from Anne, Governor Anne, to myself. I cry when I think about this. It's quite amazing. I never thought when I joined Rotary that this would be happening in my Rotary career. It really is something, and I wish that for everyone. So we have the changeover on June 25th in person in Thorold, Ontario, and we've been asked to be a part of the Canada Summer Games torch run. So it's the official lit torch, and Governor Anne and I will be carrying it together. I think we're going to walk fast. I don't think we can jog, but we're going to be doing the torch run. Symbolically, the torch gets carried over and it goes to the stage, and we have the director who's in right now, prior to Drew, is Valerie Wafer, who is serving as Rotary Vice President of the World. So she will be there as well. She's going to be running along with us. She'll be on the stage and she'll be a part of the changeover. And aren't we honored that this is happening within our district? And at the Canada Summer Games, the Niagara Rotary Clubs and the Rotaract Clubs are all involved in hospitality and a beer tent and all sorts of other things, t-shirt sales, great fundraisers, and they've been in charge of the torch run right across the Niagara area. So June 25th is the start of that. And on the 27th, on the Monday, we're going to have a virtual celebration, just like this, on Zoom, which we're all used to. And I wish we could all be together to do that. We're going to do it on Zoom and have a good time celebrating, recognizing the accomplishments, thanking people who have served, and welcoming those like us that are going to be our presidents-elect and those new onto the district council. And that will be at 7 p.m. on June 25th. We do have Rotary International President, Jennifer Jones, the first, as you know, the first female president in 117 years. She's doing a cross-Canada tour, coming to the Toronto hub that we've been brought together in 4 districts, us, 7090, 7080, 7070, which is the Greater Toronto area, and 7010, which is north of Toronto up to Sudbury, sort of central Ontario. So our 4 districts together are called a hub, the Toronto hub, and we are hosting Jennifer Jones that day and many others that have been involved in Rotary as past presidents and past vice presidents and directors in Canada. So we will be continuing to have events with them, and then we'll have our own side events, which include the Great Lakes Watershed Cleanup in Hamilton, and the Kids Against Hunger food packaging, which will be in the Burlington Oakville area. And those programs are also going to be replicated in Toronto. And there's going to be a barbecue in Toronto that night. All of this information is on the website. I'm just giving you a bit of an overview. And in July, wait till you hear what's happening in July. Have I got your attention? We're going to take a break. I think everybody needs a break. I think everybody, raise your hand if you need a break. We've had a lot of pressure and a lot of things happening. It's a jam-packed spring, so there's no scheduled activities for anyone in Rotary in July, though I'll be starting my visits and seeing people, but we're going to take a break from our routine. I don't think you'll see anything really on the agenda if you're looking at our district schedule. So take a break, enjoy your families, do what you like to do, get out for hikes, enjoy the fresh air. And my governor visit, our governor visits. So, so I'd like to be modeling what my predecessors have done and merging clubs together as much as possible. So I'm asking you now, I know you've already started to set up your summer schedules. I'm happy to be coming into the fall, as long as the weather isn't too bad, but I'm asking the clubs to work together in their areas. And if you've got a day of action, if you've got a fundraiser, if you're having a collaborative membership drive, any of those things happening, I'd like to go to that. They're all friend raisers. They're all showing our impact of Rotary. I'd like to be involved in that. So that's the priority, is I'd like to come out to an area or joint club, 2 clubs together, to an event where you're showcasing Rotary and doing service. That's the ideal. If you do want to have a traditional in-person district governor visit, I will do that as well. It's not my first choice. It's hard, all the travel. I would like it if we could merge them together, and we can talk about that further. But I am available to come in person and we can have those conversations. I've already got several of them booked, and one of them is Brantford Sunrise with the launch of their satellite club. And I have a couple of others. So that's just an example. And in September, I'm almost finished talking, folks, I know. So in September, we're going to have an in-person district council meeting. That's the first one in a long, long time. And so we're going to have that, and you are welcome to come. We're going to have some opportunities for engagement and to be, looking at some areas that within the strategic plan that we can develop some strategies around. So I'm hoping you can attend. You'll hear more about that. And we're going to relaunch the in-person club president dinners. And there was a few of them that were held in the past and COVID shut them down. So we're going to have them. Write this down. I want you to write down the district council meeting. It's on our calendar already, but it's on Saturday, the 10th of September, September 10th. And that would be in the morning. And then the week following are our president's dinners. So September 13th and 14th. The 13th is in Canada. September 14th is USA. So I know in Canada, we already have Betty's Restaurant, which I think is toward Fort Erie. I hope I'm right about that. So we've already got that booked. If you can make one date or the other, if one date works better and you want to cross the border, that's fine. We're going to have fun. We're going to have some creative conversation, interactive brainstorming, all sorts of things, but the opportunity to network and talk about issues as well as moving ahead our strategic plan and things that we're doing to help us meet our goals in many areas. And I've just had if someone, can those dates come out in an email? Thank you. Yes, that's a very good tip. Thank you for that. So I have come to a close of my remarks, and I just want to congratulate and thank everyone so much for participating in your President's-elect training. And I'm just going to go back to full screen so I can see everyone. And a big shout out and thank you so much, everyone, for stepping up and serving. I know it's a commitment of time and energy, and we're all here together. We are a team. This is our year. This is our class. Oh, Michelle Stalwart has put up her hand. Michelle?
I just, before we wrap up, I was just going to take a group picture so we can post it to all our social media outlets. And if everybody could smile, their absolute biggest smile, because everybody's so excited to become a president in July of the Rotary Club. So big smiles. Love the glasses. And now I have to get to the second page, so bear with me one moment.
Can't hold that smile much longer.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Lisa. I'm afraid I have to leave.
Thank you, everyone. Scott, do you have any closing comments?
Yes. Who has a question? Doc, you
I
did
just
interrupt me, Doc.
I just have a quick question, and I hope it, I apologize because I have not been at all the PETS meetings just because of my schedule. Is anyone, or is the district or something else going on to help any of the folks from Ukraine? And I just wondered if somebody has a project that they're doing we'd love to tailgate on that or get involved with that. We just don't know how or where how to begin. And you're welcome to just contact me outside of this tonight, for sure.
Doc, I don't believe that the district itself has one particular project that we've been working. I know several clubs have done different donations.
Okay.
Ukrainian Cultural Center. If you want to contact me afterwards, I can give you some ideas with that. All right. Listen, I have to say as Pet's chair, I am so impressed by the turnout and attendance of the PEs and their dedication for showing up for the last 5 months to get yourself ready to lead your clubs. It's really admirable. It takes a lot for a person to step up and lead a club, but we're all leaders here in Rotary. And so this is your year to lead. So I encourage you to take the reins, as Ann said, lead your club, be optimistic about what you can do, and go and do the best you can. I want to thank everybody who has been on the PETS team, especially Dave Barry, who has been behind the scenes, making sure everything went smoothly, or sometimes not so smoothly, but it was great, Dave. I appreciate everything you did there.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much. Sue Cerny, our Director of Training, has been so instrumental in getting messages out and getting this all organized. Sue, thank you so very much for everything that you've done here. I want to thank some of the other members, Paul Gibble, Tommy Weegee, John McGowan. Who else was on this? I can't remember who else. I'm probably missing somebody, but
You were Scott. Thank you, Scott.
oh, I'm thanking myself.
No, I'm thanking you.
Thank you, Lisa and Ann, for all your support in making sure that we got there. Dave Alexander, thank you for everything. You guys are gonna have a great year. Enjoy it. It goes by fast. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that before, but those who are repeating know how fast it goes. So hit the ground running, set your goals high. And if you shoot for the stars and hit the moon, you've done a pretty great job in your community. So best of luck, everybody. We'll see everybody at the changeover and district council. Thanks again, everybody. Appreciate you being here tonight.